Have you ever sensed a shift within yourself that you can't quite articulate, as if you're moving to a different tempo, experiencing emotions more deeply, and noticing things that previously went by unobserved? If you're going through this, it might signal the onset of something profound. Your spiritual awakening is activating. This journey lacks a straightforward guidebook and unfolds in nuanced, occasionally perplexing ways. You may experience physical symptoms, turbulent emotions, feelings of dislocation, and heightened intuition. These are all aspects of a spiritual transformation that doesn't happen to just anyone. It is meant for those who are distinct, those who possess a purpose, those who are prepared to reconnect with their true selves. Many overlook these signals, dismissing them as mere anxiety, fatigue, or an odd phase. Yet the chosen ones perceive things differently, for an inner force drives them even without clear reasoning. Once this process commences, reversing is challenging. Ordinary life loses its allure, giving way to a yearning for deeper significance in the heart. In this video, I aim to highlight the primary signs of this awakening process. These are genuine indicators that your consciousness is expanding towards something more significant. If you have encountered any of these in your life, pay close attention. This is not a mere coincidence, it is guidance. Perhaps what you are experiencing now is merely the starting point of your calling. If this resonates with you, feel free to subscribe to the channel. Your support enables me to keep creating content for those navigating this process. Turn on the notifications so you don't miss future videos, and share with others who might also sense that something has shifted within. Together, let's embark on this journey. You start to awaken and realize that something has changed. The body, which once operated on autopilot, now reacts in unfamiliar ways. Unexplained shivers come over you at unexpected moments, whether mid-conversation or in moments of quiet. These are subtle yet persistent signs. Your body is not in decline. Rather, it is reacting to an awakening that has commenced within your spirit. You may notice sudden tingling sensations in your hands, feet, or neck. These can come in small waves and then vanish quickly. Initially, this might be disconcerting, but it signifies nothing illness-related. Instead, your energy field is broadening, and these feelings are merely part of that process. The body senses before the mind can grasp what's happening. When the soul elevates, the physical aspect follows suit. The unexplainable dizziness, the feeling of buoyancy during deep contemplation or prayer, shouldn't be interpreted as weaknesses. They reflect shifts in frequency as your body endeavors to adjust to a new state of awareness. Sometimes this transformation is subtle. At other times, it can disrupt your balance and daily rhythms. Irregular sleeping patterns are another indication. You may find yourself feeling drowsy at odd times or struggling to fall asleep, even if you're weary. This occurs because your body is deciphering what your spirit is embracing. On particularly intense days, resting becomes vital, and feeling fatigued is simply a response to the inner changes taking place. You might also encounter fluctuations in your appetite, ranging from a diminished desire to eat to sudden, unexpected hunger pangs. This interplay is typical when emotions are being realigned, as the body strives to self-regulate. What once seemed comfortable may now feel off. Foods that you used to enjoy now lead to discomfort. This isn't being finicky. It's your body signaling a need for greater awareness. Another noticeable change can be heightened sensitivity to your surroundings. You may start to feel heat, cold, or pressure in certain areas more acutely. You can sense when the environment feels dense or light. These physical sensations echo the ongoing spiritual awakening. Your body functions like an antenna, tuning into signals that you previously overlooked. It's also common to experience brief and mild pains in areas such as your neck, shoulders, or lower back. This can feel like your body is shedding old tensions that have been accumulated over time. Often, spiritual activation brings forth emotional memories that have been stored physically. That's why certain aches and discomforts may appear and disappear seemingly without reason. A lot of individuals, upon experiencing these sensations, rush to seek medical explanations, which is perfectly valid. However, when tests yield no findings and the symptoms continue, it might be worthwhile to look within. At times, the body attempts to convey messages that the mind hasn't fully grasped yet. Spiritual awakening is an internal process, yet it radiates throughout your entire being. It's crucial to heed what your body is signaling. Increase your water intake, ensure you get enough rest, take things slower. The journey of spiritual awakening demands energy, and your body requires support to handle the transformation that's taking place. This isn't an obstruction, it's part of the path. If you're experiencing these sensations, there's no need for alarm. Your body is assisting you through this transition, adapting to a new version of yourself that is emerging. Pay attention, nurture yourself, and don't forget that spiritual awakening occurs not just in the mind or heart, but also takes place within every cell of your being. Suddenly, you may feel an urge to cry. There may be no specific cause or painful memory. It simply arises, and you may struggle to comprehend it. This is not a sign of weakness or emotional instability. It represents the body and soul, shedding old burdens that have been confined. These tears symbolize liberation, expressing feelings that were previously buried, but are now yearning to be released. A similar transformation occurs with anger. Minor situations that once seemed insignificant may now provoke a deep discomfort. You're not becoming more hostile, you're becoming more aware. As your spiritual awakening unfolds, your sensitivity increases, revealing what has always existed but lay dormant. When these feelings surface, they are felt more intensely. You may occasionally sense a void in your chest, a sensation that something essential is lacking, even at times when everything appears to be fine. This is one of the most recognizable signs of awakening. The void represents not emptiness, but the creation of space, old aspects making way for new experiences to enter. While it may feel unsettling, it's merely part of your preparation. These emotional ups and downs can be quite bewildering. One moment you might feel serene, while the next you could feel entirely adrift. This is a normal part of the reorganization taking place within you. Your spirit is liberating itself from old habits, unresolved pains, and past traumas you've learned to overlook. Now, everything that requires healing emerges to the forefront. As this unfolds, you might notice heightened sensitivity to the words of others, the tone in their voices, films, music, or even buried memories. Everything begins to resonate with you more profoundly. This is not an exaggeration, it's a sign of increased spiritual sensitivity. You aren't falling apart, you're creating room to experience things more authentically. Many individuals attempt to escape these feelings. They suppress them, seek distractions, or put on a facade. However, spiritual awakening occurs beneath the surface. It necessitates surrender, and feeling is an integral part of that journey. Each emotion that surfaces comes with its own message, a call for acknowledgement, an invitation to be present. When you accept what you feel rather than resist it, the process becomes more manageable. You might experience bouts of sadness without an understandable cause, followed by moments of overwhelming gratitude that also seem inexplicable. This indicates that your soul is actively at work, expressing itself and undergoing a cleansing process. These emotional experiences are not failures. They are part of the healing journey, each playing a role in your transformation. It's essential to remember that there is no right or wrong way to navigate this process. Feeling sad doesn't make you pessimistic, and feeling anger doesn't label you as ungrateful. Every feeling tells a story, and now you're mustering the courage to listen to what has been neglected for so long. This is spiritual growth, a reconnection with your true self. If you find yourself wanting solitude, retreating, or reflecting on your feelings, embrace it. Don't pressure yourself for not feeling perfectly well all the time. Awakening can be uncomfortable as it strips away facades, uncovers truths, and reorganizes everything in your life. After this purification, what remains is lighter, more genuine, and true to you. Your emotions start to align with what is emerging within. Embrace every feeling. They assist you in releasing what no longer serves you. This process is getting you ready for a life filled with greater clarity, presence, and intention. Even when it feels uncomfortable, remember this. It indicates that you are healing. You might begin to sense a change, even around familiar people. Conversations may start to lack the significance they once had, and places that used to bring comfort might now feel unfamiliar. This isn't arrogance or a deliberate withdrawal. Rather, your energy has transformed, your awareness has broadened, making it challenging to connect where the soul feels stifled. This sensation of alienation can emerge at home, in the workplace, or among lifelong friends. You might feel out of place, as if communicating in a language that others do not grasp. This discomfort arises because you dislike the thought of distancing yourself, yet pretending to engage where only familiarity exists is no longer viable. Your soul is seeking authenticity. You attempt to adjust, to smile as usual, to adhere to your routine. Yet internally, there is a sense of restlessness. It feels as though your body is present, but your spirit is somewhere else. This sense of disconnection isn't disdain. It's a marker of transition. You are evolving, and this evolution leads you towards new horizons. Others might say that you appear unusual, detached, or quieter. They perceive the difference, though understanding may elude them, and that's perfectly acceptable. Not everyone will walk alongside you in this journey. Awakening is frequently a solitary endeavor, yet this solitude isn't punishment, it's room being made for more aligned connections. You haven't lost what held significance in your life. Instead, you are redefining what resonates with you now. This shift often entails leaving behind certain people, places, and things. It demands courage, as the heart still feels attachment, but your awareness knows that it is time to proceed. And you find yourself moving forward even in the absence of the crowd that once surrounded you. This sensation of feeling out of place serves as an inner call. When you cease to identify with the external world, you begin to reconnect with your true self within. The lack of external belonging compels you towards a sense of internal belonging. You become self-reliant, learn to listen to your inner voice, and cultivate your strength in solitude. Over time, fresh connections emerge, connections that are more authentic, clearer, and uplifting. These are individuals who resonate on the same frequency as your soul, who don't impose their expectations on you, nor try to mold you into something you're not. Although such connections are rare, they indeed validate the journey you've taken. When they arrive, it dawns on you that your period of solitude was meaningful. This sense of not fitting in signals that your vibrational frequency has shifted, causing everything that resonates at a lower frequency to fade away, not through rejection, but as a reordering of your path. Your soul recognizes who it can journey with. Initially, this might be painful, but as time passes, it brings a sense of calm. Everything that remains in your life stands for your truth. You're in a transition between what has been and what is yet to come. This transitional space can feel disorienting, yet it is essential. Each current separation paves the way for new encounters that have yet to appear, individuals, places, and purposes that will resonate with your evolving self, with the person you are becoming. So if today you find yourself feeling misplaced, don't lose heart. It simply indicates that you're moving away from your old world. A new one, more aligned with your soul, your mission, and your truth, is coming into existence. Keep pushing forward. This is not the conclusion. It marks the beginning of a new sense of belonging. Unexpectedly, you may start to notice subtleties that you previously overlooked, a distinctive silence in the atmosphere, a gaze that communicates volumes, a sensation in your chest that alerts you ahead of a situation unfolding. This isn't mere fantasy, it's your intuition awakening. When the spirit is in alignment, your perception sharpens, and you begin to perceive through the eyes of your soul. You can sense when something is amiss, even if no one explicitly mentions it, or you intuitively know that something positive is on the horizon without any solid proof. It might feel like mere chance, but that's not the case. It's about being in tune. Intuition acts as a channel of communication between your feelings and future events that are yet to unfold. The more you heed it, the more powerful it becomes. This ability is a talent that develops through practice and confidence. Initially, it's common to experience doubt. The logical mind seeks to rationalize, mistrust, and resist. However, as time passes, you start to notice that this inner voice is typically accurate. Intuition doesn't shout, it softly speaks, offering gentle yet firm guidance. Often it manifests as a subtle discomfort, an unexplainable feeling that something feels off. This awakening encourages you to place greater trust in yourself rather than relying heavily on external opinions, focusing more on your internal connections. This doesn't imply ignoring the world, but rather selectively filtering what influences you. When you start living in harmony with your intuition, life takes on a more genuine quality, decisions become smoother, and tranquility becomes your primary compass. You begin to notice synchronistic events, recurring phrases, or repeated numbers, messages that arrive precisely when needed. These signs aren't random, they're part of a spiritual lexicon. Your heightened sensitivity links you to the subtle realm. Those who are chosen learn to navigate with both faith and awareness. An awakened intuition also serves as a protective force, steering you away from heavy environments, banal conversations, and seemingly correct paths that are ultimately misguided. It acts as an inner compass, guiding you without needing a logical rationale. You feel an instinctive discomfort that is real and spiritual, as if the universe is signaling you before you are consciously aware. Not everyone will grasp this newfound viewpoint. Some may label it as exaggeration, paranoia, or fanciful thinking. Yet those who awaken are in tune with their feelings and feel no need to justify them. Intuition is deeply personal, and when honored, it becomes a trusted guide. You start to have faith in the unseen, realizing that not everything requires visual proof to be genuine. This marks the onset of your inherent abilities coming to light. Intuition transcends mere foresight. It's akin to a spiritual receiver. Now that it's activated, your journey will increasingly be directed from your inner self. Pay close attention. Your spirit already knows the way. Simply quiet the external noise and listen with sincerity. This dismissal of the superficial is a reaction from your essence as the activation progresses. Your awareness expands, allowing you to discern what holds true significance and what is merely a mask. You find yourself wanting fewer connections, but of greater substance in your friendships, conversations, and the time you invest in various pursuits. The void left by superficiality is replaced by a yearning for deeper experiences. You start to seek enriching content, transformative discussions, and encounters that link you to something grander. Distraction is no longer an option. You aspire to be fully engaged in your actions, even if this means moving away from old routines. Such transformation may lead to some distance from others. People may feel that you've changed dramatically. In reality, you're merely returning to your true self, and not everyone can keep pace with this evolution. What once comforted you, status, acceptance, routine, no longer aligns with who you've become. Although nostalgia for what you've left behind may arise, returning is not an option, because you've come to appreciate the worth of authenticity, and the superficial, deceitful, and automatic no longer appeal to you. Your inner self has higher standards, and this shift is a positive sign of spiritual growth, discernment, and clarity about what is genuinely important. The aversion to the superficial also paves the way for new adventures. You find yourself attracted to uplifting individuals, invigorating spaces, and routines that draw you closer to truth, like meditation, reading, communion with nature, and more mindful prayers. This journey starts to weave itself into your daily life, not as a chore, but as a source of sustenance. Initially, this process may feel isolating, but you'll soon come to realize that you're enveloping yourself in a deeper truth. Life shifts in hue when you cease to pretend. Although not everyone may grasp this transformation, you feel confident that you're pursuing the right direction. You begin to operate from within, allowing only what's authentic to take precedence. Unexplainably, you might enter a space and sense a heaviness in your body. A dialogue begins, and even before it reaches its conclusion, you find yourself fatigued. This isn't about drama or physical exhaustion, it's a heightened energy sensitivity. Your spiritual awareness expands, making you more perceptive to the vibrations in your surroundings than before. This sensitivity extends to your connection with nature. You start to feel the wind more acutely, detect the earthy aromas, and hear the gentle murmurs of flowing water. These elements rejuvenate you. What once seemed trivial now holds great significance. Your soul acknowledges the harmony of existence, turning it into a sanctuary when life feels overwhelming. During this phase, it's typical to seek distance from crowded or loud environments, not out of a desire for solitude, but for self-preservation. Your energy field is widening and remains delicate amid so many external influences. Understanding how to honor this is a marker of spiritual wisdom. You're not retreating from the world, rather you're discovering how to protect your essence. This energetic sensitivity also heightens your ability to sense intentions. You become aware of when someone is insincere, even if they wear a smile, or recognize when another comes with genuine intent, often without much verbal exchange. This nuanced perception becomes integral to your everyday life, often influencing you more profoundly than spoken words. Initially, this heightened sensitivity can be unsettling or lead to uncertainty. Yet over time, you learn to trust your instincts. You begin to follow the messages your body and soul convey. This isn't about mysticism, it's about awareness and connection. This alignment is one that few attain, yet it profoundly alters how you navigate the world. Your energy is evolving, resulting in changes across the board. Your surroundings, your connections, the limits you establish, what you draw in, and what you push away. Avoid the temptation to revert to previous ways of being. This heightened level of awareness is a blessing. It will safeguard you, steer you, and prepare you for what lies ahead. Although it's difficult to articulate, you sense that your existence holds a greater purpose. It's not tied to fame, rank, or acknowledgement. Rather, it's something intrinsic, a quiet assurance that there is a calling for you to fulfill, a contribution to make. Even when clarity is lacking, this instinct begins to lead your journey. It is the purpose yearning to emerge. Your profession, age, or location are irrelevant. Within you resides a stirring, a wish to make a difference, to enact change, to leave a mark, even if it's subtle. This stems not from the ego, but from the soul. It's the spirit subtly urging you. You possess something vital that the world requires, and this compels you even in the absence of a precise path. This awareness may unfold slowly, perhaps as an irritation at first, a recurring thought later, or a previously overlooked talent that resurfaces. You become aware that simply existing is no longer sufficient. You seek a life rich with meaning. You yearn to rise each day with the knowledge that you are part of something significant. Purpose doesn't always come with clear-cut definitions. It may start with minor actions, attentively listening to someone, penning an inspiring thought, or quietly assisting another. Purpose need not be monumental to the outside world, but within, it holds great significance, for it is from that inner depth where it first begins. This sensation might also trigger anxiety. The intellect yearns to comprehend, categorize, and accelerate the process. Yet the soul operates on its own timeline, revealing itself gradually, piece by piece. And as your trust deepens, the pieces seamlessly fall into place. Your purpose isn't something you discover externally, rather, it emerges from within you. Once you start to live in alignment with this truth, everything transforms. You become more intentional in your decisions, prioritizing the impact you have over appearances. You find joy in serving others, listening, and creating with authenticity. What was once deemed important pales in comparison, as your focus undergoes a shift. This new perspective fortifies you on tough days. When life feels devoid of meaning, an inner light continues to glow, reminding you that there's a larger purpose behind each obstacle. Even in the absence of clear answers, you persevere because you sense it, because you are aware, because you have been beckoned towards something greater. You are not here by mere chance. No one is, though few truly awaken to this realization. If you feel you hold something valuable to share, even if you're unsure how, acknowledge that your purpose is valid. Everything you have encountered up to this moment has been part of your preparation for its emergence. If throughout this content you resonated with the signs, emotions, or sensations discussed, take a deep breath and recognize this is neither an overstatement nor a figment of your imagination. This is your awakening. Though it may be quiet, it is tremendously potent. It's as if your soul is finally seeing the truth it has always known, but somehow fell asleep to. Initially, this awakening can be disorienting. You realize you are evolving, yet you may struggle to articulate it. What once was clear now feels distant. Even without complete comprehension, an internal drive urges you toward deeper truths, greater purpose, and heightened awareness. This drive represents your calling, and your experiences are not coincidental. You are not alone. Many are experiencing similar awakenings at this very moment, grappling with the same uncertainties. Yet, each person carries a unique facet of this transformation, and yours is significant. Yours has meaning. Continue to trust this journey. It may present challenges, but it will ultimately lead you to where your soul has always sought to return, to yourself.